All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for HunterxHunter, episode 108. Okay, the gang is probably going to regroup right around now.
That does seem to be the plan. It's a good plan.
We have a few days left before the selection process begins. So everything's ramping up to basically like, all right, let's make sure all our ducks are in a row. Nav's completed his part of the mission. We left off on a bit of a cliffhanger for Palm, though.
We did.
We don't know exactly what happened because
it
seemed like there was some purple or probably Shia LaBeouf's.
And then it
switched to
then red.
What was the stuff we recognized from Neferpito's.
Right. And it seemed to be that what they were saying, like, because they did some sort of exposition by shoot, but I'm not exactly sure how they would know this stuff since they hadn't been in contact with her. They seem to be saying that she's not discovered because she was able to find a place to hide, but she wouldn't have a way of escape without going through
what would be
Neferpito's
end range.
Right.
And
which is a problem.
Yet what she was doing seems to be going into a position to where she can use her crystal ball to track.
She needs to get within eyesight, which it's like, now that you think about it, that's actually pretty hard to do.
Pretty terrifying. Yeah, especially when one of them has an end radius of what was it, like 5 kilometers or something?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was some ridiculous radius. So that's a little bit dicey.
Yeah.
Nav is like, he is out of it. He is out of commission. And boy, I feel like this is a really good way to have the stakes ramp up. Is not have just someone get killed or wounded and be like, oh, they're so terrifyingly strong. But have it be like, no, they're terrifyingly unsettling my grip on reality.
Right. It's the idea that you show the effect of what's happening on the characters, not just in the plot standpoint of who's dead, who can still fight, that sort of stuff.
Right.
But on them as people.
Yes.
That's part of what helps it keep it grounded, which is great.
We did not get my image of Ikalgo riding Yoda style on Killwa's back, but probably going to happen in this episode.
Sure.
Because, come on, Killwa's so fast.
Oh, yeah.
If Ikalgo wants to keep up, or even, not slow down Killwa as much.
Yeah.
All right, get on my back, dude. Use your octopus tentacles. Don't call me an octopus, I want to see that. I also want to see what this plan is that Gon, Melioran, and Knuckle have,
brewing.
Which I'm pretty sure, if it's not exactly what they were talking about previously with Gon and Melioran, Knuckle-Melioran combo is OPAF.
I mean, who knows how long they could do it.
Yeah.
But what they really need is someone to do some sort of targeted silencing / visual illusion stuff to make it so that they don't know that Chikandes is there. Because
Chikandes!
Yeah.
I love doing that impression. It's so great. Chikandes!
Oh yeah. It makes me think of Tanya when she's giving the announcement over the megaphone.
Yes. All right, guys, we're excited for this episode. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ooh, ominous
music.
3 days. Yes, he has. Without rest.
Because what is more important than playing board games?
Cool.
So does that mean her time is almost up?
Possibly.
I mean...
Yeah.
Or will that be when it finally becomes obvious to Shia LaBeouf
that Meruem is making an exception for her? Yeah. I think that's almost guaranteed because Shia LaBeouf. I know a lot of you guys don't like to call him Shia LaBeouf, but I don't care. I just love calling him Shia LaBeouf. It's so great. But I feel like he has this kind of weird protective kind of
he's the mother of the group.
He is the mother of the group. Yeah. That's true, but it's very it's very like he worries for the king.
Yep.
And
Well,
it's
like any
something that's
mother.
very. I know, but the thing is that it's something that he can't seem to communicate well. Like he's not good at letting the king know that, like, are you sure that? And then Meruem's like, do you like stand? And he's like, okay, all right, I get it, dude. But like, I feel almost a little bit bad for Shia LaBeouf. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be sitting there, like, when Meruem's deciding whether or not to kill her, he's going to be like, do it!
Okay. Awesome. Oh. A break.
That's a good point.
Okay. Half a day is a long time. 12 hours.
I mean, who knows how long they've been playing, though.
Yeah, true. Yeah. 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 Shia LaBeouf's the smart one of the party. Very high int score.
I almost wonder if he's going to try and, like, yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Oh, that would not go well
Holy
for you,
crap.
though. Like,
Oh, wow. Whoa.
okay. Meruem will be pissed.
That
Oh,
too.
sure.
That too.
Funny
Whoa.
how martyrdom can kind of do that.
Yeah. Holy crap. Whoa.
I must
Whoa.
play to console myself.
But this isn't like a
Whoa. That's a shot.
yeah. Holy crap.
I almost can't take him seriously like this. Because, like, he is, like, I get that there's the serious aspects of it too, but now I'm seeing just how much of a drama queen he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Chibi.
Yeah. Right.
Cool. Strategy, strategy, strategy. Guys, like, it cannot
Yep.
be
At dawn, we plan.
overestimated.
Right.
Wow. It's also a waste of manpower, basically. No, it. Yep, and you'd be
Right.
screwed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Kill with the leader.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh. And you will not have Sente then.
Mm.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Whoa. 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 Rejected.
Yep.
Wow.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. I think this is one of the first times we had an extended time for Yuppie to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, her eyes. Her eyes. Ah!
Her literal post.
They really are trying their best to make her likable, you know? Even though she's terrifying, but like... Oh, brilliant.
Nice. Slow down the process, too.
Well, it'll also split them up, potentially. Like, so it'll be easier to enter and them already be separated.
But what if the game's still going? Or what if they don't figure out that you know.
Yeah, their plan has
Shia LaBeouf
already
is
a
moving
lot
it up.
of really big potential problems.
That's why if I was doing something like this, I would really want to make the move a day early, just in case they did something like that.
Holy crap, Jacob. We're so close.
Yeah, we are.
You know what I think, you know, it's a problem though. Palm hasn't been shown for a while.
Yeah. But we've seen the other Chimerians and they haven't responded like, oh yeah, that intruder we had.
Well, yeah, they don't have to show that. She has to play, you know, a higher level of game because he's a higher level of opponent.
Exactly. She's never played someone like him.
Right. Oh, interesting. So he's still reacting, and he feels that.
Huh.
Did she just tap into Nen?
Oh, she did.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Holy crap. Whoa.
She's in the infant stages right now.
Nice 3D there.
Uh-huh. She's wanting to think about this.
She's like, I feel weird. Oh. Oh, dang. That's that subconscious, you know, aura usage, subconscious Nen usage.
Are we gonna find out?
Komugi. Oh. Whoa. He was never told. He was never told.
Wait,
that's
he wasn't?
right. That's right. He was never told. Yo. Oh my god, this changes everything. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. Holy crap. Dang. Yo. Whoa.
Okay.
These are all non-answers. Holy crap.
So he'll end up discussing it with Komugi. Oh, is that Netero?
I don't know. I don't know.
And he had to clarify that Shia LaBeouf's name was...
Right. Okay, yeah. Dang. Wow. 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 Jeez, guys, this is insane. I love it. Whoa.
He seems to have changed directions real quick.
It can be, but holy crap. Oh my gosh. Why not? Of course, Yuppie would say that.
But is it? The entire thing you've been learning so far is that it's not necessarily. This is true.
I think this whole thing here
It's just
is a
temporary
coping
power
mechanism, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's reverting back to his baser instincts as a way to comfort himself.
Yeah. Haven't I had enough? Whoa. Wait, what the heck? Oh, that is such a perfect way to snap him. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Holy crap. he He is different. Oh. Jeez. Like, it's actually, like, really sweet.
Uh-huh.
But it's also kind of,
Uh-huh.
like...
Okay.
Whoa.
Nice. See now why we can watch the ending now. Like, okay, so let's see what this is.
Yeah, yeah. Holy crap, the discussion on this one's going to be crazy.
Oh, wow, Yuppie.
I mean, we have seen him, like, grow, what was it, wings or something?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The way they make Nav at the back and, like, shadow.
True, yeah.
Oh. With the double helix in the background.
Yep. And I think it's in the color of what was her aura shimmer. Like... So it's all a game. This whole thing is a game.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
In pairs, see?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
The dark and the light, all that.
Whoa.
The way they were, like, starting to, like, change sides.
Yeah. That's like a poster right there. I want that as a poster. Dang.
All right.
This episode was crazy. Guys, like, let's briefly go over the stuff that's, like, not nearly as important.
Yeah, overview.
So, 1 day left.
Yep.
1 day left until the selection process.
They're going to be moving it up.
Hold on. That's another thing. That's the post-selection stuff. I'm talking about the actual, like, attack that they're planning and everything. The whole, like, thing.
Yeah.
The operation is 1 day away.
Yep.
For them. They're going to be, moving without Nav.
Right.
Without Nav.
Yeah.
So, Ikalgo is going with Gon and Killua. That means
basically everyone is going in ahead of time, and then Netero's going to be coming in later.
Right, and he's going to be coming in from outside
the end
of
field,
her end radius, which means
right.
I think what their goal is to bring them in so that Neferpita will freak out, drop her N, or at the very least maybe use her N to find out what the situation is, but then immediately like, okay, now I'm going to go protect the king. Well, and then she probably won't be able to use her N at that point, and then...
Or it won't matter, because then they'll basically be not wanting to leave the king's side. So then even if she detects a new player coming in, they won't be able to properly respond. Because they'll be busy.
Right, but the way they made it seem like was that there's going to be some way that, by the nature of the selection being held outside the palace overall... There's going to be at least one royal guard that's going to be kind of watching that for fear of there being assassins in the crowd and stuff. So things are looking a little bit better than the way we thought. We thought everything was like going to be screwed, but now it's like, okay, we can see
they've got some good plans in place.
But they set up some serious internal conflict between the main four Chimera ants.
Yes,
holy crap,
specifically
guys.
with Shia LaBeouf,
and Meruem.
Right. And that was really good because we hadn't really gotten too much from Shia LaBeouf up till this point. I would almost say that
very little.
I would almost say that he has the most depth out of any of the Royal Guard right now.
Right now, because of this episode.
Yeah.
Because Neferpito had
the presence.
Just the presence and kind of the charisma and the personality, but she didn't have character depth on this level. Yeah. And this level is the kind of thing that is like insanely good.
Because you're taking something that a character really cares about a lot and then making them get to a place where they're actually going to question that thing that they hold up above all else.
Right. So the big twist that I can't believe we forgot about was that the queen never got the king's name passed on to him.
That was
so he
wonderful.
has no idea who he is. And if you think about this whole thing, guys, like this whole story is basically boiling down to identity, but specifically humanity. And it's like, because a name is such a human thing. Like we name our animals to make them feel more connected to us.
Well, and it
but
ties,
like animals don't name each other, you know.
Like, as far as we know, and it ties in great with the whole idea of humanity versus chimera ants because identity, right? Who am I, right?
Right.
Am I a person, or am I a chimera ant, or am I something else entirely, or am I just me?
Yeah.
Right. And
I could gush about what just went on specifically with Shia LaBeouf, but also in that scene. That scene where like, the 3 royal guards are there kneeling down, and Meruem comes out I want the transcript. I want to dig deep into it, because I think that I have to give like credit to Tagashi in like the umpteenth degree for something that I feel like we should have noticed, or at least I feel like I should have noticed. There is a specific kind of flavor, I would say, that each of these 4 chimera ants kind of possesses along the sides of kind of like a human being. Like they all have very different kind of flaws that I don't think Yuppie has enough depth at the moment to where we even kind of understand that.
Like they even brought it up, and he's like, I can't think, like enough to ask that question.
But he was very humble. One of the things that I noticed was like Yuppie seems like the kind of character who we've described. Yeah, he's a meathead. He's that bruiser character in the party, in the the D&D party. He's the barbarian. He's got all this stuff. But he had a very interesting response of where he was like, your question is beyond my capacity.
Right.
He's not the kind of person who has the pride to where he wouldn't reveal that. He's like, no, I am so subservient to you that I will let you know I am not with capacity to answer this question.
And in a lot of ways, that shows that he has more wisdom than the other two, because it's the whole idea.
They tried to give their own answer.
Exactly. And even in the case of, say, like Neferpito, she was giving like a guiding answer of sort of look inside yourself, right? Which is great.
Which is cool, because I'm going to save Shia LaBeouf for the end here, but what she gave was basically like, I think it's actually more your emotions, it's your feelings that matter. Now, here's what's curious. She is aware that the king has changed.
Yep.
But I think she's not worried about that, because she is like able to maybe like read the king's feelings and be like, he's having fun. He's enjoying himself.
Sure.
I am not worried about that. Like if
he's having fun, then I'm having fun.
Yeah, if he's having a good time, I'm having a good time. But I think it's more than that. I think that he has her as the she's the healer support. She has the
she's the utility person.
She's the utility person. Maybe
I
don't know. We might have misrepresented Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
He might still be the bard.
Right.
But we don't know really what he is yet. But the fact that she has this almost like Shia LaBeouf, we said earlier in the episode, he's being like kind of the mom,
Yeah.
But I think that Neferpito might be
like the
more or
big
less
sister?
like the big sister. Like she's basically like, you're a good boy, and I just want you to be happy, and you don't need to worry about this stuff. Now, conversely, freaking Shia LaBeouf is freaking out. He is having basically a Nav moment.
Well, like he is. Well, and what's great, what I love about this is that it again fits into the whole idea of the mom archetype, right?
Yes.
A lot of times, parents will go through this issue where they realize that their kid is growing up. Starting to make their own decisions, and you don't necessarily agree with all of them. And you want to maybe coach them and, push them more along the right path, because that's what you've been doing this entire time.
Yes.
Right?
And they don't necessarily fit the image of what kind of child you wanted them to be. So Meruem is becoming his own person that's somewhat separated from the king role.
Yeah.
And I love that, because this is something that is very much a very real like parent-child kind of thing. There's a role relationship involved there.
Sure.
But in this case, the power dynamic of the roles is reversed. In a usual parent-child situation, the parent has kind of an authority, a power over the child, to where they can generally kind of dictate how they're going to have their life run. They live in their house.
Until it gets to that point where it's like, no, this is my life. And in this case, they have the transposition of that, or whatever the right term is, in that this is Meruem's kingdom.
Yes.
So, you know, you might have some great ideas, but when it comes right down to it, it's still his choice.
It's still his choice.
Yeah.
So with what happened earlier on
with Shia LaBeouf,
thinking like,
I'm gonna kill her.
I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Like, okay, so I want to like I want to go like way too deep into this for some weird reason because I feel
think
like
this is a good episode.
I think it's a good episode because he goes in like this. What the vibe I got was that his hand moved on its own. Right. He has so much duty and loyalty to the king that he feels that his actions are justified because they're in service of the king. So he does this.
The conflict was that great.
Yes. And he had to use his other arm to stop that one and go, no. No.
Which caused him to drop his book.
But the thing is that the reason why he stopped was not because of how it would make the king feel or how the king would respond to him in a way of punishment, but actually just because it would ruin the image that he sees of the king being this almighty, unstoppable god.
Which is amazing because then when the king asks, who am I, right? Two of them don't answer, and Shia LaBeouf takes this opportunity to wax philosophical and eloquent and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that is exactly what the king probably would have wanted to hear earlier.
Yes.
That's not necessarily what he wanted to hear now.
No.
But because that is what he was used to, he still took that and was like, yes, that's what it is. That's what feels right, kind of a thing. But the thing is the thing about identity is that you choose, right? And you don't necessarily want to choose what just feels right at the time because you want to choose something that you're going to be all for forever, right? Until you decide to change who you are again.
Right. It's something that's interesting is that I think that the king, Meruem, he felt maybe a little bit not threatened. I'm trying to find the best word, but I feel like he realized that he could potentially be confused here. So he fell back on what he knew.
Exactly.
He fell back on the foundation that he is the greatest being ever.
Right.
He is the epitome of human and chimera ant-evolution.
And I am so glad it didn't stay there because I was like, oh no, you've been having this great developmental arc and now you're regressing
right now. And we didn't like necessarily know this, but as he was moving back and he was doing this internal monologue, I'm like, I'm not buying it now. He's trying too hard to convince himself, which means he is experiencing basically the cognitive dissonance within where he's like, this is who I am, but this is who I want to be.
Right. You are going through a metamorphosis.
Yes. Yeah. And Kamugi, and we now have her name.
Yeah, we now have her name.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Before we go to that bit, I want to gush about how the presentation was dealt with when she's leaving. And he's all wait a minute. What's your name?
Yeah.
And she's like, my name's like, is there anyone else here? Like,
it's like, well, I can't see.
And she's like, oh, Kamugi. And it's like, okay, her name's Kamugi. All right, awesome, we finally got her name. We don't have to call her Gungi Girl anymore.
Right.
But then he like has this like, okay. And this is the thing. I think if she hadn't had this, not casual, but this kind of relationship develop with Meruem, she wouldn't have felt confident to ask the supreme leader.
Right, exactly.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Because this is the thing. She had been calling him by the title.
Yep.
Not by the name, not by his identity.
Which ties into the whole king thing in an amazing way. Yep. And also, I would say it makes it even better that she is a kid because this basically, that painted the image in my mind of basically two kids at a playground, right? And they're finally saying, oh, let's be friends, right? What's your name? Oh, my name's this. What's your name, right?
Yeah.
And so, and of course, the mom is like, no, this kid is a bad influence on my child.
But when he realized that he didn't know what his name was, it felt like the way they showed the camera, the way they had the sound like muted, and then it starts to like vibrate and stuff. You're like, holy crap, his world is coming undone right here, right now. And he's like, call a meeting. This is of the utmost
emergency.
What's my name? And they're all like, we have bigger things to worry about. Like,
and I love the way that they set it up when she asked him, "What's your name?" Right? at first, because they let it hang in the air for a while before he realized that he didn't have, that before he basically reminded the audience that he didn't have a name.
Yeah.
So I was thinking for a second, wait, is he like mad that she asked a question? Like,
yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
that she actually asked,
Yeah.
like, what's your name? And like tried to like know something personal about him, right? But then he's, you know, so I'm like, oh, crap. Like, what's going to happen? Is she going to die? And then he says the whole thing, what's my name? And guys, can I just say that having characters go introspective and basically say, who am I? What is it that I want? You know, kind of a thing. That is one of the best things that you can do in a story, because one, if you already have a developed character, it will make them be better developed, right? It can make them change. It can do all these amazing things. But that can also be where you basically take a character that is more or less a caricature up till that point. Maybe they had those bits of subtleties and depth to them and all that stuff. But then this is where you basically go into the deep depth.
Yep.
Like, and so oh yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
So specifically with this whole meeting bit,
yeah,
I really feel like the king, Meruem, looked at kind of all three of their answers and basically realized okay, there was a past version of Meruem that I think would look at this situation and go, they aren't being very helpful.
Yeah,
they aren't being very good servants of mine. Do I need to punish one of them? But no, I think we saw something completely different here, where their questions led to more questions for him, and is something where he as king. And in specifically Shia LaBeouf's view of him, asking questions isn't in his repertoire. Now, this is the thing that's really interesting. If he's supposed to be this almighty God, this being that will rule the world,
he should already be at the pinnacle. He should not need to grow anymore.
Yes, and that is in complete stark contrast with reality.
Well, yeah.
The fact that we have been seeing him improve and grow, and yet Shia LaBeouf doesn't want him to... Now, this is the thing. We have to see it a little bit from his perspective. He doesn't see this as growth. I think he sees this as regression.
Yeah.
He sees it as moving more... And this is the thing. I don't think Shia LaBeouf actually clues into it. This is him moving towards being more human.
Right, exactly.
Now the thing is, I think the way Shia LaBeouf sees it is him being less... just the version of the king that he sees.
Exactly.
But the thing is that Shia LaBeouf's beliefs and reality don't match.
Right.
That moment where Shia LaBeouf had his freak out moment, like yeah, sorry for the loud volume there, but I had to reenact that. It was almost like Shakespearean, like pain and anguish. Over dramatic. But we had just talked about in the previous episode how over dramatic and exaggerated human responses
helps get the point across.
And I think that Shia LaBeouf is going to be a problem. Like, I think
and I can't wait to see it happen.
The same way that Nav is a problem now for their operation.
That is an excellent comparison.
Shia LaBeouf is now compromised.
Right.
He is actually going to be detrimental, probably, to the whole Chimera Ant squad.
In a lot of ways, what Shia LaBeouf is going through right now is actually a sign of just how human he is.
Yes,
because really, if he was a Chimera Ant like the previous ones, they would have no trouble following the Queen. They might be a little bit creative with the things that they do in their own time, but they'd follow the Queen just because, that's what we do. They'd be a lot more like Yuppie, right? And
because this is the curious thing. You could say, I think if you looked at this just kind of at a casual look, and not to say this is the wrong opinion or anything, I think this is an aspect of it, is that this is part of his programming. This is a part of what a royal guard is to be. But the thing is that the other two royal guards didn't give that kind of a response. They didn't give a response even close to that.
No.
So the thing is that there is their programming, their DNA, if you will, that means we have to serve and protect the king. But the thing is, by having this meeting, we are shown that they do it in completely different ways.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that they do it in different ways means that they're more human than they'd like to let on.
One of the things that I actually was kind of like suspecting to happen, and the fact that it didn't happen just goes again to show how much Meruem has grown.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf was talking for a long time.
A long time.
Meruem likes it when people just sort of get to the point. The fact that he let him speak that long.
Well, he was calling a meeting. This was specifically to hear their feedback.
To hear their feedback. But like he was laying on the adjectives. He was doing like sort of repetitive sentences that were for like adding additional color to what he's saying, you know?
Sure.
Like I would not have been surprised if Meruem was like, "Yes, I get it. Of course. I'm awesome. I'm the king. Moving on." You know, what do you have to say?
That's not an answer.
Yeah.
Next one. I do think, though, that there were a couple things in there that I want to, like, go back and, like digest a little bit more. Because I feel like of all of them, Neferpitou seems the least interesting to me.
Yeah.
Her response. Yuppie's, I feel like, is huge because of the lack of character we've had for him thus far.
It's the idea that better to, what is it? Better to stay quiet and have people think you're an idiot than to open your mouth and have everyone know you're an idiot. And the fact that he was the one, because here's the other thing. With identity, you can't tell someone who their identity is.
Nope.
Like you can try and you can,
can't.
you know, but when it comes right down to it, when rubber meets the road, it's their decision.
And also it's a combination of, like, the things that came before the decision, like that environmental stuff, all of what they were born as, and all that. So it's you can't give identity to someone,
right? You can maybe try and help someone discover their identity, but you cannot tell them you know what it is. So the fact that him, the stupidest of all of them, said that is above my pay grade, and then
that is like the smartest, wisest thing to say, and it's like, whoa,
also,
Yuppie. Like,
also, just great comedy moment when Shia LaBeouf is telling them about the Gungi girl, and Yuppie's like,
I think we have to kill her.
Well, if she's going to be a problem, then we probably have to kill her. And he's
like, my mind is at your level. No. See, I can see if I was maybe looking at it a different way, I could see him being like, I could misinterpret his reaction and say like thankfully someone else agrees with me. But no,
at the same time he's like, why is the one person that had to agree with me Yuppie?
Neferpitou's like, now I'm just really confused. Y'all are weird. We have the king. Why are you all freaking out? And Yuppie's like, I'm not freaking out. You're freaking out.
Like, that was just so good.
I really want, this is just gonna be goofy because I want to go back into the discussion here, but I gotta say this. I really want a like dumb slice of life episode that breaks all kinds of
continuity,
all continuity, everything of just the four Chimera ants like trying to run a house, like a family together, and Kamugi is their guest that they don't really know how to like be hospitable to. And it would be so funny.
Oh, yeah, there are so many things they could do with that. It would be amazing.
I love the idea of that.
But, like, okay. The imagery, like, we had seen the eagle before, and it's like, okay. And,
why did you think that was Netero?
For some reason, we saw that eagle before or something like that, and it looked like it was some sort of, like, reconnaissance thing. Like, or wait, no, I think it was that I thought it was Zeno. And that was Zeno, like, in disguise, if, you know, Netero's friend actually is Zeno. We might be totally wrong about that whole friend thing.
I don't think people can, like, turn into birds.
Why not? Why not?
I'm just going to go out there on the limb there, and none of the characters we've met so far, the types of transformation we've seen are due to, like, Nen-riddled
sure, but if they can... or like when they have like weapons that are built into their arms or things like that. But if they can do that, they can turn into animals. But
I do like the idea of maybe the eagle being a pet of Netero's, and that would be really crazy.
Yeah, Netero's just sending it on a scouting mission.
Netero's thing is his listening, right? What if he's been listening into everything going on at the palace all this time, and he's like, yes, their conversations are quite interesting. I'm going to use this eagle to schism a divide between the royal guard and their king. I am a genius.
I mean, hey, that would be taking creative, like, the battle starts before it starts to the next level.
Yeah, I hope it's not that. Yeah, I like the idea there's
That it was
chaos
just
in the universe.
random
There's chaos
happenstance thing
that
and-
happens,
yep.
and us reacting to the chaos is a lot of what determines who we are.
Yes.
Now, guys, life is 1% how you, 1% what happens to you, and 99% how you react
Yep.
to it. Now, once Meruem saw that
was
he
such a
could
picture.
potentially lose Kamugi, he went and he threw out every bit of internal conflict.
It was an instinctual, emotional reaction.
He pulverized the eagle.
Oh, yeah.
As expected.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, eagle. It's like freedom, you know. And then he goes directly to her and is like, "Why didn't you call out for help?
Yeah.
What? Are you okay?" Like
in that way, in that moment,
Yeah.
he was like the parent. Like, because I could totally see, you know, a parent being like, "You're in pain. Why didn't you signal for me to come help you?" Like, you know.
Yeah. Do you not know your self-worth, or do you not know your value to me?
Yes, exactly.
The kind of stuff where
Mm-hmm.
where once she realized that someone else valued her life. Now, here's the thing. You get the vibe that the way they set up this whole country is that they're basically ragging on North Korea. Now, I think the whole thing of Kamugi, God, I love saying her name. Like it just feels
Because
it feels like a good name, like just a simple. Anyways, but like specifically with the way that her whole life had been gungi up until this point, I think that because she performed well, she wasn't, thrown away with the rabble.
Yeah.
But that didn't make her self-worth go up in any way. It just made her think, I have to maintain my level of
because
performance.
this is the only thing
This is the only thing keeping me to be any kind of value.
Yeah. Having value, having your identity and value be stockpiled in performance and what you can do does not a good person make.
Yes.
So
it can lead you to very dysfunctional habits. It can be great if you are able to keep a level head and stuff, but in a lot of ways, it's one of the things. I think it's one of the most common traps we fall into with regards to identity. Like we ask people, like, "Hey, what do you do?" Or "Hey, what is this?" That's not your identity.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have this whole moment where she realizes not her identity, but her value to someone else. This is in a way a positive way that someone can give identity by not actually giving identity, but by giving value and saying like, "You matter to me,"
which basically is a way to invite them to ask questions about themselves and start valuing themselves more, and hence start actively deciding who they are, because they're going into that from the higher ground.
Yeah, and I think that right now, like, Meruem might not understand really why he did all that, and that's good that he doesn't understand. It makes sense.
Yeah, because he's just experiencing all this stuff for the first time.
But I want to draw parallels to basically every other pairing that's happened recently of two characters that have basically not necessarily an uneven and an unhealthy kind of relationship, but where there's a disproportionate value given to the other for reasons that haven't been communicated yet to the character. Kind of like Ikago, kind of like Gon and Killua. Kind of like Palm and Nav. Is that the king in that moment? I think that's basically love. Like I don't even want to say that it's really love, but it's the most base form of it.
Exactly.
It's the I don't want to live life without you.
It's the caring about someone else's needs before your own.
Yes, and you never know how much you needed someone until they're
the idea of not having them around is presented in front of you. Yeah. And one of the other things that I want to say is just fantastic. Okay. Like when I think about it, ways to make like characters be like ways to make the audience care about your characters is you've got give them a flaw, right? That's a great way to start. Give them something that they care about, right?
Yes. You almost want to give that before the flaw.
Right. You almost want to give that before the flaw.
Right.
there you go. We have that here. And then having that whole thing of having them think about who am I, right?
Right.
Those questions can also be something to make the audience care about them way more. The flaw had been being built up, up to this point.
For sure.
Even though it's also a strength because, it's causing him to learn and all that stuff.
Yes, it is.
But then they bring up how much he cares about this person and the identity questioning at the same time in the one episode. And that is awesome. That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Hunter.
Yeah, I would say that this is one of the greatest episodes in this whole Chimera Ant situation.
I would say in the show so far.
Whoa.
One of them.
It's one of the best.
Yeah,
but I think that it has basically a scene or three that are top greatest scenes, but I don't think the episode is greatest episode in the series.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that there are some like a lot.
But
of
as
way
far as
better
like episodes that I would most be worried if they were taken out of the show, or if they were just
or like episodes you'd most want to rewatch.
Yes, exactly.
Like, this is one of them.
Yep.
Because I love to rewatch fights. Like that's great.
Yeah.
Like, Uvogin versus Karabika. Oh yeah. But like
great.
The episodes where they like have the requiem for Uvogin.
Yep.
Where it's a more character focused
right.
thing.
Gon and Killua, going back to Whale Island and being on the beach.
Like, around the campfire and stuff. But this one is the kind of thing where Meruem and Shia LaBeouf together got upgraded in a crazy way in terms of character depth and character overall value. So I think I just got way more attached to the whole outcome of the attack that's coming very soon. But I also now know that there's a problem, and his name is Shia LaBeouf.
Well, and here's one of the other things that I think is just crazy. We had talked before about okay, so this Gungi girl, right, has some kind of latent Nen abilities, we're pretty sure. What happens when that becomes discovered, right?
Right.
And then that can be this big conflict plot point of what will Meruem do.
Yep.
They brought that up, and it was given all of about 2 seconds when he's like, so what would happen if she went into the thing? Oh, she would, okay. That was it.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep. I think
that's pretty cool.
I think the thing that's is crazy is that we're so moving into the deeper types of character conflict that the whole idea of should I eat her or would the temptation be? It's not even on the radar here. That's such a dumb basic level plot point. I'm sure it might come up.
Sure. Yeah.
Someone would be like, King. She could literally add to your strength, and you could imbibe her aura and become stronger and stuff.
But that whole bit that he said, that Meruem said of strength comes in different forms now that I think about it. And then he's like, that kid that I killed, that kid could have grown up to be stronger than me at something, and I'll never know now.
Yep. That was a really cool thing for him to then go, and my conclusion is I have that power. I can just choose to end someone's existence because I am that strong.
But even then that was something that was just a temporary thing, from what it seems. And then he goes back and then that's
brilliant.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was really good. And then of course just seeing Shia LaBeouf just what are you doing? No.
I think though that the thing that my conclusion from this is that I feel like when all of this is said and done, Killua will be ousted from my favorite character slot. Oh. And it's not going to be because I like this character more, but I like the brilliance of the writing for introducing this character to the story, and that is Komugi. Komugi might end up being my favorite character in Hunter x Hunter.
I could
especially if they continue this.
I could definitely see the character dynamic of Komugi and Meruem replacing the Killua Gon dynamic.
Yeah. Not even in a way of making it better, but just showing a different version of it.
Exactly.
But you know what I just realized is that the narrator said a long time ago that Komugi would be instrumental in changing or influencing the fate of the king. I've never forgotten that bit there. The thing is, is we just saw the king look at Komugi about to get really hurt.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe irreparably hurt. Who knows? But the thing is that was just her being threatened with, physical harm,
not actual like, life
death.
in danger. Yeah.
Now the thing is that we're about to have like chaos enter the palace.
Yeah.
What if
from multiple directions?
Right. But what if it's deduced that the king has to protect Komugi from the humans?
Yeah, because the humans could say, okay, we've devised that there is a weak point for the king. We need to attack this little girl. That's the sacrifice that needs to be made. And then Meruem is like,
I will protect her.
Yeah.
And holy crap,
man, that could be so good.
Like, that could be really like how this whole thing just ends up falling apart for not only the Chimera ants, but for the humans.
Yeah.
Is that they realize that...
Like, Knuckle would not go along with that.
Yeah, that they might be, like, there might be some of them that are willing to do whatever it takes to stop Meruem, but Meruem is willing to do whatever it takes to protect her.
Well, and here's the other thing. Okay, I just had this crazy thought. Okay,
what's that?
What if there's a point where they're all fighting together and stuff, and everything's just going mad?
Everything's crazy.
And Meruem has to decide whether he's going to save Komugi or save one of the Royal Guard. Particularly, this would make it just extra delicious if it's Shia LaBeouf.
I feel like...
And Shia LaBeouf gets to see that... I've been replaced. Like
I feel like that is the kind of thing that would be a problem for the Chimera and stuff. I think it's a great choice and stuff. I'm more worried actually about the idea that we have specifically 4 Chimera ants that we're genuinely like scared of. Like they are probably strong enough by themselves to not need help from Meruem. So sorry, the three, but there are 4 in total.
Yep.
I think the crazy thing is that Meruem being separated is the kind of thing where they're going to basically have a royal guard come to him and be like, we need to move here, it's safer. And he's like, not without Komugi. And they're going to be like, we can't protect her.
So,
and then he's gonna be like, I don't care.
You don't need to protect her.
Yeah. Like you protect me, I'll protect her. We'll stay right here.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing where like I am seeing like the most animated, terrifying expression come from Meruem, to where you look at it from their perspective. This is not their home. They took over this place and stuff. So the humans feel justified coming in to free all these other humans that they're going to do horrible things to. There's no good guys in the Chimera ant side. Let's be clarified here.
It's the villainous virtues.
It's the villainous
idea
virtues,
that they're not 100% evil scumbags, whatever, or at least even if they do all these, because the thing is that you can't necessarily categorize people like that. It's that they're doing horrible things, but then there's still, there's the potential for great
identity.
Identity. Exactly. So now, hold on just a second. Okay. So with the thing, I'll go with the other thing first. So with the Chimera ants, right, with this whole arc.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things we were talking about from the beginning is how are they going to resolve something like this?
Okay.
Because with something like the Chimera ants, that is an extinction level event. Even if they end up solving the issue, and it's not going to, they're not just going to wipe out humanity.
They'll have an army. There will be a ton of them.
How do you make it so that they can coexist, right? Will Chimera ants just be something that's just in the story moving forward as just
will they
part
be
of the population,
actually exterminated?
Or will they actually be exterminated?
Who knows?
And here's the thing. With everything that's been set up, it doesn't make sense that the Chimera ants would lose. Everything seems stacked in their favor. There might be chances for them to win and everything, but if they made it so that the reason that the Chimera ants end up losing is the fact that the king basically ended up doing something based on emotion, rather he ended up valuing Komugi more than he valued taking over the world.
Right. He valued his humanity essentially over his chimera.
That would
itself.
be an excellent, delicious way to resolve it, both from the standpoint of having it make sense, but then also elevating the characters as they're getting moved out of the story, whether it's just because of plot relevance going down or because they end up getting killed.
Yeah, okay.
Now,
like
here's the other thing.
Okay, you got one more thing?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, Shia LaBeouf, he's going to be a problem. What if there's something that comes up where Shia LaBeouf realizes that Meruem is prioritizing Kamugi over taking over the world?
So he does try to kill her.
He doesn't try. He does
kill her.
And even though he realizes that Meruem is going to kill him for that, he's like, that's fine.
It's fine.
I took away everything else that you cared about above taking over the world.
Right.
And now that should be the thing that you care about most.
And it won't.
It will or won't or whatever, but that would be an insane thing to have happen.
Like my thing that I'm sensing the kind of the vibe the show is wanting to do, specifically with the Chimera Ants right now, is they brought up the whole thing with the memories and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that the Chimera Ants are going to continue to become more and more human. And the more powerful a Chimera Ant is, the more influence that Chimera Ant's aspect of their humanity on the overall story will be. So the question is, I think, which of these four is going to crest over that horizon first?
I think it's going to be Meruem.
I think it will be Meruem, yes, because
Makes
of Kamugi.
sense. He's the king.
But the thing is that will that have a reaction to where we could have peace at the end of this? Like say like one of them dies. Like say Shia LaBeouf dies. Like he couldn't let go.
Yeah.
And the others are maybe so loyal to the king
that they're just like, yeah, we'll follow you around. We'll do whatever you want.
Yeah. But I think because there's so many factors at play here, we're not just looking at a binary response of what happens based on like which one kind of becomes more human towards the end of the story, but it's more of a thing of like, okay, then once they've done that, we said move into another set of binary things that moves into another set of binary things for each, and now we've spiderwebbed into like 8, 16. I almost want to go take a piece of paper and write down the like 16 different endings I think that we're gonna have here, because I think one of them is right, but like there's way too many things that can happen now, and like you said, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. I do feel like Knuckles' original motivation to kind of come in here and like he has a little bit of qualms of being on an extermination squad. You know, he's the animals guy. Like I feel like that's going to have a big part to play. I really don't see all of the Chimera Ants dying, and I'm not talking about like Melioron or
I hope not all of
them, but like are great characters. I'm talking about potentially like the main four.
Gotcha.
I do think though that that's like only 4 of the 16 endings has like one of them living and stuff, but I almost want to like kind of posit this as a question for those that'll be on Discord or what have you. Like if I went and wrote down the stuff that I'm thinking of this, would you guys be interested in hearing them on a video discussion in the future? But yeah, I'm basically done. This was a crazy episode. I have so many things running through my head right now.
One of the things I
realized...
realized...
watch this episode also.
Oh yeah, this episode's so good. Yeah. One of the things I realized, we've talked before about how HunterxHunter is really good with its discovery-based storytelling.
Sure.
Right? Sure. And that it's based on what the characters will decide to do, not necessarily what a traditional plot would demand.
Right.
Right?
For sure.
Now, if you look at the Chimera Ant arc so far, it has actually had very little as far as discovery-based storytelling goes. Not from the standpoint of the humans, that's been done very nicely. But from the Chimera Ants. True. Because from when it started out with the queen, reproduce, right? Give birth to the king. The king will conquer the world, right? And up till this episode, it was still in the standpoint of just the king will conquer the world. The royal guard will serve the king. Right? They will
lead an army that will
do all the most discovery-based kind of stuff where the ants decided for themselves what they were going to do was with the smaller ants, the colts.
When they started picking names.
When they started picking names and things like that.
Holy crap.
And that is literally concretely started to happen in this episode. So... So, it's about to pick up and get pretty crazy, and
Yeah.
I am so looking forward to see how
And
it
proms
goes.
tomorrow, you know. Like, and I feel like Aang, when he's like having his breakdown before Ozai stuff, the invasion's tomorrow. Like quick, like I'm freaking out and stuff. But oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
This episode was so
Okay. Final
good.
thing. I want to end it here. This has been going on for a while. We still don't know what happened to Palm.
No. Yeah.
So she's either screwed or kind of screwed.
Although
Like,
I get the feeling that since they did not mention that there had been any sort of attack, because I feel like even though it wouldn't have been a big deal for them, they would just have been like, "Oh, an intruder." They did seem to assume that Morel was working alone. So if they had found her and dealt with her, I think they would have mentioned that when they were noticing, "Oh yeah, Morel's doing his distraction."
Time. We don't know time.
Right, but I
Things
don't.
don't necessarily have to move linearly.
Right. Yeah. So, well, I don't think they would end up doing that,
Okay.
but yeah, they could still have Palm end up being like killed or whatever.
Sure.
But
She could have killed herself.
Yeah, she could have killed herself. She could have been like, panicking. I think I'm trapped. Okay.
Also, if they
Cyanide in her
found
mouth,
if they
whatever.
found a woman from the freaky harem and she killed herself, they could have just assumed, yeah, that guy Bizef, he's doing some
Right.
pretty screwed up stuff. So
Right.
okay, we'll dispose of her and
Yep.
oh yeah,
Right.
ugh,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. But I don't think she's been caught. But she could be dead. Yeah.
Yeah. But
But,
we have no resolution to that, so
Nope,
it's going
nope.
to be building and building as a cliffhanger,
Uh-huh,
kind of loose thread until they decide to revisit it. So guys, crazy episode. If you want to see the next 2 episodes reactions right
boy.
now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can get Discord access with any kind of support, and you can chat with us about stories or whatever, Hunter stuff, as long as it's non-spoilery, of course.
Right.
If any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all next time.